What is up, good people? Thank you for checking me out here at the Real Counselor's Corner. It has been a minute, but we are here today. We are thankful, and today I am here to speak to you about the importance of a professional counselor, formerly known as a guidance counselor, within your child's school, and the overall importance of the role in regards to students achieving personal success. So, I speak to you from someone that has been in education for 24 years, 20 of those as a school counselor. And within those 20 years, I've worked with students from kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade directly. And then indirectly, I've worked with students beyond that. So I've had the opportunity to see students progress through the different levels of development, whether that's in elementary years, middle school years, so on and so forth. So what I speak from today is based purely on experience. I'm not going to try to back it by any data or any numbers because, experience holds just as much weight, if not more, than those things, because you're getting it firsthand from someone that has experienced and has worked in that field. So, and also I want to preface this conversation with this: by any means is not saying that what I do is more important than what others do within the educational system. Every person's role is vital to the success and the progress of our students. So by no means am I saying what I do is more important than what someone else is doing. This is just me talking solely about the importance of the role of a professional counselor within your child's school. So I'll start with a lot of the concerns that we have in the classroom, on the court, on the field. They're all related to behavioral or emotional things. Okay, whether this is formed through trauma, whether this is formed through not having the opportunity to practice how to conduct yourself in certain situations. A lot of these things are related to behavioral concerns. A lot of our academic concerns or lack of academic progress is relating to emotional and behavior concerns. For instance, studies show that students, and I'm going to say specifically African American boys, after about 3rd grade, they lose interest in school. All right, 3rd grade, 4th grade, they begin to lose interest in school. So what I found through my experience with young men that I've seen lose interest around that time, it all revolves around them no longer being successful in that area and becoming uncomfortable in that area. So we know kindergarten through 3rd, this is when we're teaching kids to do things. You're teaching the kid to read. You're teaching the kid how to, do math and count and those things. So then when you pass 3rd grade and you get into the intermediate years and beyond, we get past the teaching you how to, do things, how to, do the particular skill. Now we're into using the content to learn. All right. So after you leave 3rd grade, we learn the content now. We've taught you how to use these skills. Now you have to apply these skills to the learning. So what happens then, students that for whatever reason do not master those skills, they get to 4th grade, school becomes difficult, which makes it uncomfortable. So as opposed to being uncomfortable, I'm going to get into other things. Same thing with behavior. And I sometimes it just amazes me that we forget this. And this is something that's just within our nature because we're all humans. So with behavior, there's this phrase that we all find ourselves using. They should know. They should know. How should they know? That's like me going to someone. Let's say I go to a 5th grader, that hasn't had a lot of schooling, has missed a lot of math. And I say to them, what's 5 times 5? And they don't know it. And I say, well, you're in the 5th grade. You should know. But I can't fault that kid if they were never taught that 5 times 5 is 25. Same thing with behavior. We get upset because kids, may act on impulse, may become angry because they don't have emotional composure. But these are skills that must be taught. None of us came into the world having emotional composure. You know why? Because at a point in time, before you're able to communicate, you use emotion to communicate. Someone had to teach you how to wrap those emotions in. So you didn't cry every time you didn't get what you wanted, like a baby does. You didn't get angry and hit people when you didn't get everything you wanted, like a baby does. Someone taught you to compose those emotions. And that's just one example. Okay, we can even get into empathy. People will say, oh, kids don't care anymore. The internet is desensitizing our children. I've even found myself saying that. But it goes back to, have our children been taught to be empathetic? It's not innate. It's not innate for a student to have empathy for anyone. It's innate for self-preservation. That's within you. Self-preservation, that's within your DNA. That's natural. Empathy is not natural. It's something that has to be taught. One thing for sure that we can say about everyone that's successful, one thing for sure, this goes from the high school dropout that lucked out, became successful, to the college graduate that planned out his life and became successful. One thing that they both have in common: they have people skills. They know how to control their emotions. They have self-motivation. They have intrinsic motivation. These are things that, regardless of your academic level, these are the skills that allow you to make it through in life. Who has taught your child how to persevere? You know why some children will give up after they take an assessment once or twice? They just give up on it because no one has taught him how to persevere. It's not natural to persevere. It's not natural. It's natural to give up on something that is causing you difficulty, especially if you don't understand the outcome of why you're even learning it. So we have to teach our children how to persevere through that. What about resilience? What about the kid that gives up on their dream because it didn't work out the first time? Think about how many great minds we've lost because no one taught them the importance of being resilient. No one taught them how to lose. That's why I hate the whole idea of the participation trophy and ribbon. We're not teaching children to be resilient. We're teaching them that every time you participate in something, you're going to get something in return, which is not true. Sometimes you are going to lose. That's just what it is. So resilience, another thing. So I'm just giving you an example, several examples of the importance of the role of a professional school counselor. Those are the things we do. One of my gripes with education is that we are constantly looking for band-aid remedies. The newest study, the newest program, we jump right on it. Every so many years, every 3 years. And this is just not the district I work in. We're talking about just worldwide. And we know that relates to a lot of other things. But one thing I know for sure, and you know for sure, that is tried and true is human interaction. So the question is, if we know that human interaction and these things I've spoken about are at the core of our being, just by just us being human beings, why are we not allowing those things to happen on a consistent basis? You can't expect a child to get to middle school and learn how to or know how to accept correction when no one's taught them prior. No one's taught them how to be resilient when you make a poor choice and someone corrects you and how to accept it and move on. That is a skill that's taught. So make sure, if your child's school does not have a professional school counselor, I need you to share this. I need you to talk about this, because we need to be in every school building. Because what we do goes beyond the walls of that school building. We are teaching you skills that are going to allow you to survive, regardless of what your academic level may be. Academics, very important, just as important. But on the other side, we have to remember that, what we do in regards to the mental health, the social well-being, the emotional well-being of our students holds just as much weight as their academic success. So, shout out to all my professional counselors. I feel that we have the remedy to a lot of problems we're dealing with, but the problem is the services we provide, they require time. It's not like with academic data where you can see through several assessments how a child has progressed. What we do relates to a child's behavioral choices, and you don't see these unless you're observing them, and you may not see these until 2-3 years down the road when they have worked hard to become what they've been trying to reach. So what we do is just harder to track, but it's very important. So yes, school counselors, we play a vital role in the success of our students. And I think that if we were allowed to do the things that we've been trained to do, then a lot of the issues that we're running into would start to dissipate over time. We do not provide Band-Aid remedies. We provide remedies that are lifelong, remedies that change the dynamics of not only students but families. So shout out to my professional counselors. Please continue to do what you are doing. We're in this together. Peace.